guys, I am making my first meal of my carb cycling week. If you guys are interested in that, please keep watching. All right, guys, let's talk about some carb cycling. I'm going to do a voiceover because I thought that would be really helpful to explain to you what exactly is going on in the video. So let's start with draining some black beans, and we're going to rinse these really well until the liquid runs clear. And now we're going to throw some beans, that's a 15-ounce can, in the pan. And we're also going to add the same amount of corn to the beans. So it's half and half. And that is just corn I get from Trader Joe's. It's a super white sweet corn. And we're going to let this cook up for quite a while, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to stir it up really well because you want that really well stirred and mixed together. If you want, you could even add some onions in here. I'm going to add the onions inside the turkey. So we're going to keep this just like this and just leave it cook until it's slightly getting a little bit browned up a little bit. We're going to add some pepper. I'm not going to add any salt. Okay, what I'm going to do here now is chop an onion. People always want to see me chop the onion up, so I'm going to leave this run. And what I'm going to do here is just peel the skin off, the very outer skin. Sometimes that's hard to do because it gets stuck on there and you don't want to waste a lot of the onion. So you just peel off what you can, do the best you can with it. I leave that little root on because if you cut off the root, you're going to cry. That's just plain and simple, you're going to cry. So leave that root on, and it's much easier to cut it up too. So all I'm going to do is slice it down the center, over and over. You can see what I'm doing there, and then slice it that way. There's no need to like slice in between or anything because it chops it up. They have the layers, the onions have the layers, so they chop up in really small pieces. So it's super easy to do and pretty quick. You just chop it down the side and then turn it and chop that way as well. And no crying because I left the root on, so there's no crying. And you just toss the root in the garbage along with all of the peel. And you can see it's really nice and cubed up. So back to the corn and the beans. These look done, and you can kind of see there's a little bit of browning going on. I'll show you what you're going to do with that once we put the turkey in there. But this is definitely done. So now we're going to move it to this bowl. This is a 2-cup Pyrex bowl, and we're going to move it here to wait for the turkey to get done because I'm using the same pan. And it's okay if those get cold because they're going to warm back up when you add them to the turkey. So you can see all of the little brown bits in there. We are going to add the turkey here in just a second. But there's all those nice brown bits in there that are going to really taste great in the turkey. And there goes my turkey, and I'm just going to chop it up a little bit with the chopper. And then there goes some beef broth, maybe a couple tablespoons just to get those brown bits off of there. And then we're going to fry up the onion and the turkey together. I'll be adding the onion here in just a minute. And there goes the onion that you just saw me chop up. It's one whole, maybe a medium-sized onion. I'm just going to chop this up really well and then fry it up until all that liquid is gone. I'm going to add some of this Goya seasoning. I'm going to add 2 packets of this. It's kind of like a taco seasoning in a way, but it has 0 carbs, so it's okay to use in any dish. It is a little higher sodium than I like, so I probably won't use it again. I just wanted to really try it out and see how it tasted in here. It does have a nice flavor though. We really enjoyed the flavor, and it's not really strong and it's not spicy at all. So now we're going to just chop, chop, chop until this is really finely chopped up. Sorry for the bouncing. I have the tripod on the stove, so that chopping really kind of makes it bounce all over the place. But keep chopping this up until it's really fine. And now we're going to add some garlic and herb spice, just a little bit. That has no sodium in it, so it's fine to use as much as you want to use. And then what I'm also going to do is I am going to add some garlic. And I get this garlic from Trader Joe's. It comes in these little cubes. It is so helpful. I love these things. And I'm going to add 2 cloves. So that means 2 of those little squares worth. And you just pop them right out of there and into your dish. It's super easy and they just stay in the freezer until you need them. And they last for a long time. And you just chop it up really well and keep chopping that garlic up and just mixing this all around. And now we're going to start making the rice. And I was late at making the rice. You should be making the rice first, but I totally forgot about it. So we're just going to rinse this really, really well. Because this rice, it's important to rinse rice or beans or lentils or anything. Rinse them really well. And we're just going to pour them in our pan or kettle, whichever you want to call it. And we're going to add 1.75 cups of water to this. There goes the cup. And there is my 3/4 cup. And then we're going to put this back on the stove and we're going to leave it. We're going to turn it up high first and get that boil going in there. Once you see the boil going, turn it down to simmer. And then you're going to put a lid on it and just leave it sit for 35 minutes. It should be really good after 35 minutes. And now back to the beans and the meat. We're going to add the beans and corn mixture to the turkey and onion mixture and just mix it up really well. This smells so good. And the rice is done. And what I did is when I first stopped it, there was a little bit of liquid at the bottom. So I turned it up on high and I boiled all that liquid out. So that's what you want to do. You can see there's no more liquid down there. And I just boiled all that out, and make sure you watch it really close because it can burn super fast. It was a little stuck at the bottom, just in the middle there, but I was able to scrape it up with the spatula, and I'm going to add it into this mixture now. So I added it in there, and I'm just giving it a really good stir. And this is all you do, guys. It's super easy, and it was really, really good. And we just had it we had some fat-free yogurt on the side, just like we did with the other dish that I made. And you just mix it up in there just a little bit, and it tastes wonderful. Okay, we got 5 servings out of this. Technically, we were only supposed to get 4, but we got 5, and this is 4 smart points per serving. You can see how full these bowls are. I have them kind of overly stuffed. And these are 2-cup Pyrex containers, the glass containers. This is amazing that this is only 4 points. So we're going to have one of these for lunch, and then I will show you our dinner after we get to that.